I'm Kelleher.
I'm Neel Amarnani. We have our reporter Reid live at the Kind Fest at Annenberg.
Smiles are wide here at the USC Kind Fest, where students, staff, and faculty are invited to join in celebrating the kindness that we give to ourselves and to others. Students who stopped by got free pizza as well as sweet treats from Zach's Sweet Shop and Happy Ice. Some lucky students even got shirts, like the one I'm wearing right now. The event was kicked off by a speaker from Rachel's Challenge, an organization founded after the Columbine shootings to combat bullying in schools. Kind Fest was organized by Annenberg Student Services in conjunction with student organizations, the Happy Hour Club, Annenberg Cross-Cultural Student Organization, Men's Mental Health Initiative, and Public Relations Student Society of America. The event began in Wallace Annenberg Lobby. The group migrated to the Annenberg West Lobby, where they put together a demonstration called the Kind Tree. Draped in uplifting messages, the Kind Tree demonstrates how we all grow from being good to one another.
And we're hoping that this will be an annual thing, and this is the first of its kind, so hopefully everything goes well and it has a great turnout, but we wanted a day of community, spreading a chain reaction of kindness.
Minded. And today's goal is to just take a pause, enjoy each other's company, and at a professional school, we're sort of always focusing students on being the best academically, getting internships, being professionally minded, and today's goal is to just take a pause, enjoy each other's company, and have some fun.
I know events like these always lift my spirits, especially when there's a little something free involved. But on a serious note, USC students who are struggling should seek help as soon as possible. Call 213-740-9355-WELL to schedule an appointment for counseling at a USC Health Center. I'm Reid for Annenberg TV News. See it live. Back to you, Neel.
One of Annenberg's very own alums is here at the Kind Fest. During her time at Annenberg, Ella Katz launched a web series called Elevate, where she discussed important mental health issues for students. She spoke with us about what it's like to take that knowledge into the professional world. She started Elevate during the pandemic because she saw that there was a mental health epidemic sweeping the nation. And according to Katz, advocating for the happiness of her peers has been one of the most rewarding things she's done.
A mental health epidemic. Collectively, we are not okay. And this experience of loneliness, right? You hear the U.S. Surgeon General saying, we are lonely, we are not okay. These feelings are even more of an experience on a college campus. And I want to do my part and whatever I can in this big world to help people feel validated in all of their experience.
Ella is currently a producer for the digital team at ABC News in New York.
A psychology course on friendship and interpersonal relationships is quickly becoming one of USC's most popular classes. A student and the professor share their thoughts about the course.
During the first week, we covered a lot of the different factors that make relationships work or not work, like what are the predictors of good relationships based on individual traits in different people. It can almost forecast like how good your relationships are going to be just by knowing certain things about yourself.
Communication is number one, without a doubt. Communicating about everything. And very, very important to establish that early on in the relationship with the honesty and then spending time together is very important. We're living in isolation so much of our lives that we have to make more time to get together. That physical presence, you know, the touch and the smells and the visual, the nonverbal communication is all super important. So it's really about communicating, sharing, spending time together, and just being kind.
In Professor Barone's class, students explore the impact of close relationships on mental health and build a strong campus network through kindness.
Many student athletes have felt overwhelmed by the pressure of juggling schoolwork and athletics. This takes a toll on their mental health, which is often overlooked. An NCAA study found that 30% of student athletes feel overwhelmed, with 25% being mentally exhausted. Some of the stressors they face are time demands, missing class, and lack of sleep. Students explain the challenge of juggling both school and sports.
You know, like coaches and teachers, like they ask a lot from you, like practice in the morning or like a lifting session, weight session, like let's say at 7 a.m. and then right after you gotta go to class and then you gotta rush back to the tennis practice for the second time and then you might have another class and then you gotta go home and do your homework because it's due midnight.
It's great to have a third-party, unbiased opinion when you're going through your life struggles and you're deep in the trenches and you feel like your world is crumbling in. It's great to have someone put it into perspective and not be like, oh, it's all going to be okay, but give you advice to get through that.
Athletes balance academics with a demanding sports schedule while navigating their relationship with mental health and kindness.
The Men's Mental Health Initiative is partnering with the Kind Fest to help destigmatize men's well-being. The vice president of the organization says it's okay for men to express vulnerability.
Especially for men, mental health is very stigmatized. It's very stigmatized to talk about this in public, to kind of show vulnerability. So what the USC Men's Mental Health Initiative is about is kind of reclaiming that power of vulnerability, showing people that it's okay and that it should be encouraged, to kind of speak out on what you're feeling and to share that without fear of, humiliation or recrimination. It's a space where you can be brave to take risks that you wouldn't take in other spaces.
The club recently started at USC and is open to all students, not just men. It serves as a support group to facilitate tough discussions regarding mental health. And here to speak with us about the importance of well-being is Annenberg's own embedded health counselor, Dr. Kylee Greco. She took time to chat with me this afternoon. As a mental health counselor here at USC, what are the most common mental health issues you see students struggling with?
I think the most common that we see is just academic stressors, right? We're at an academic institution, so in terms of procrastination, motivation, sleep issues. So at most college counseling centers, that's what you see nationally.
I know that USC has an emphasis on mental health. What are the services available to students who are struggling with some of these mental health issues?
It can range anything from workshops to online apps or modules. It can be groups. It can be seeing a psychiatrist for medication. It can be a solution focused in terms of maybe I just need to see a therapist once, or I need to see someone for short-term care. Or the other thing is we have Let's Talk, which is just a drop-in, 30 minutes problem-solving, solution-focused. So it really is a gamut of really several different things that someone can do to help with their well-being and mental health.
And often you hear about people who say that therapy's not my thing. What would you say to someone who's a little bit nervous about trying, mental health service?
Yeah, that's a great question. Let's Talk is a great drop-in. So that's a type of service that you can schedule on my SHR. So it's 30 minutes, it's not therapy. It's more about problem solving, like I said, looking at a particular issue, like I'm procrastinating or I'm not feeling motivated or I'm having difficulty meeting people. So we can really kind of tackle something short term. And we always have clinicians on the front line. So there's someone always there during business hours from 8:30 to 7, so they can just walk in and talk to a clinician at any time. We even have some Saturday hours as well. And even if it's after business hours, you call the main number, the 213-740-WELL, and there will be someone on the other line able to assist you by phone.
According to a study by the American Psychological Association, 34% of Gen Z surveyed reported a decline in their mental health post-COVID. Because of the increase in students looking for mental health services, it can be difficult for health centers to keep up with the demand. With 49,000 students at USC, there are 24 embedded counselors and 64 mental health providers.
An advisory from the Surgeon General warns that social media is a driving factor of mental health issues for children and teens. A 2021 survey found that teens spend an average of 3.5 hours daily on social media. However, researchers say that those who exceed 3 hours may be doubling their risk of experiencing symptoms of depression and anxiety. 95% of teens reported using social media. Research shows that social media can affect how teens look at themselves. Teenagers using social media are more likely to compare themselves to peers and have low self-esteem. 6 of the nation's medical organizations have addressed this growing concern. Officials advise teens to limit their time on platforms and block unwanted content. According to the CDC, more than 42% of students felt sad or hopeless, and nearly 1/3 experienced poor mental health in the year 2021. One way students can improve their mental health is doing yoga at places like Core Power Yoga at the Village. It offers workouts that push past boundaries and turn stress into sweat. Professor Eggert explains why yoga is important for well-being.
I start here first. So the self-compassion is absolutely very, very big. In Kundalini Yoga, we have a lot of different tools that work on deconstructing and basically overriding a lot of the program about self-hatred or perfectionism or overcommitting, all these things that lead to the concept of non-self-love.
If you are looking for more tools to manage your mental health, Professor Eggert offers mind-body classes to help you deal with your stresses.
Well, this is such an important topic. I wanted to see, Neel, how is your mental health? Have you checked in with yourself lately?
Honestly, I feel like I'm doing a lot better this semester. How about you?
I feel like I'm managing my stress well. I've recently learned some new tools, so I'm feeling pretty good this semester.
Amazing.
Well, thanks so much for watching See It Live. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, I'm Liv Kelleher.
And I'm Neel Amarnani. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.